Hi guys, Sourdough Kathy here, and today is the 20th of July, and I wanted to give you a peek at how things are going. This is the front garden here where all the carrots are, and as you can see, we've gotten great germination here, and everything is doing fine. We've had a few warm days, and then we went back to rain again. As you can see, there is a lot of dill going on there. They're doing great, and we've picked out of this area here. As you can see, the parsley is just going bonkers. We've picked it twice now. I need to do some deadheading of some plants here, some flowers. I also, over here, we have the same parsley. And this has been stripped out twice now, 3 times. This will be the 3rd time coming up that we're going to have to do it. Peppers, naturally, because it's so cold, they're not doing good. They are getting some flowers on them, but they've taken their time growing, and I can't blame them. That's what happens. It's just too doggone cold this year. Now, the geraniums I planted over here are just now, that's how cold it is, they're just now starting to put on some flower heads, which is just amazing to me. And I'm going to take you over to this other flower pot of mine that's just like this, and I put geraniums in them, but there were seeds left in the soil from last year from mamiliuses that are normally low to the ground when they're in the shade, but this is what's happened to them. They've overtaken the pot as well as my geranium plants, which are getting ready to bloom, but they have been taken over. And as you can see, they're probably, what, 3 feet tall? I would say 2 to 3 feet to over 2.5. So, all right, I'm going to take you in the back. Oh, wait a minute. Let me take you over here, because I do have some pea plants that are putting on their flowers now. I fed everything recently, and that has helped a whole bunch, and they seem to do well in this cool weather. These 4 o'clocks, I don't know much about them. It's the first time I tried growing them, but no flowers yet at all. And my good old lilies have started blooming, and I always like them. My husband likes them more than I do, so we always keep a couple pots around. Now let me take you in the back. Here's the hanging baskets, and they're doing good. And here again are those 4 o'clocks. No flowers on them, but they do have a lot of greenery. The regular marigolds, of course, they do well anywhere you put them, it seems. And the flowers that my friend next door gave me. Now the geraniums are starting to just really take off, going crazy, getting nice and big. I don't like what's happening with these zinnias this year. They just look horrible. I don't know what the deal is with them, but they sure are looking pitiful. Now this is probably the nicest one so far, but even the ageranums are not doing well. It's really kind of pathetic. It's aggravating. Okay, I got some more flowers going on down here, and these aren't doing too bad. They're looking pretty nice. I'm going to take you over to the tomatoes. Okay, so the other day, or the last time I did this, which was 2 weeks ago, I guess, the tomatoes hadn't ripened, but then we got some heat, and now they are ripening up. I'm having an issue with something that's going on with the leaves here, and I haven't had a chance to look it up yet. If anybody knows what this is, where you get a black spot in the middle of a yellow leaf, if you know anything about that, comment please. I will be looking it up, but if someone knows before I do, that would help. As you can see, the tomatoes, I had to water them today because even though it rained yesterday, the tomatoes were all drooping today. And there's tomatoes in there also. This one has put out some, and it's funny because I come out here and I just pick them off. I eat them. Now these are the chitted, the potatoes that were chitted in the bowl, and they're all looking really, really good. Down here we have our lettuce. We didn't plant a whole lot this year because we just didn't. But I did take out one whole head that was in here yesterday, and here's another head right here. And we have one little flower just hanging in there. But David's been picking that every day because he loves salads. Okay, moving on to the cabbages. All right, guys, these are the large cabbages right here in the front. And as you know, these are the smaller cabbages that are right down in the middle. Let's see if I can move you around here slowly without making you sick. This is a large one also. Now there's a small one. That one will be done shortly. It shouldn't be much longer before that one is finished. This little one, I think he's getting crowded out too much. I don't know whether we'll get too much out of him or not. But this large one is doing okay. This large one is doing okay. This little one is doing good. And I think the large ones back there are doing okay too. Move on over here to the zucchini. Now, these are Italian zucchinis. And I finally got my first one on, I noticed, and then when I started looking around, they are all getting new ones on them. There's one right there. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. Here's a head of lettuce right there that I planted in there, and I planted one in there. And in the background, I tied up my lemon cucumbers, and they are also blooming and getting blooms on them. So I'm hoping that they'll get to that fence over there and start putting out some fruit. Now the blueberries, oh, I noticed, are turning wonderfully blue. And over there, they're so heavy, they're hanging over. Wow. That bunch over there is really nice. They're a different type than this type right here, which are very small compared to the ones over there. I wish I knew what kind they were, because I'd take out some of these other ones, smaller ones, and put those in. Now over here, we have the acorn squash, which are doing really good. And I think we're going to start seeing some blooms on these pretty soon. These, because they have more heat here. I have a bird that's competing with my voice over here. He's very annoying. Anyway, sorry, but these, oh, it looks like there's a little pepper right there. So they are growing. They are getting flowers. I did just pull out a wandering bok choy today that was in here, and that went into the refrigerator. Now I'm going to take you on over to the potatoes. All right, guys, here we are in the potato land. Now yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure, I'm losing track of days. I just put up the video regarding the potato chit challenge. Now this is the second potato chit container that will be coming out, because I wasn't sure if I was going to get anything from that first one. So I planted a second one, and we'll see what we get from that one. But these are our regular potatoes that we planted, and as you can see, a lot of them are already starting to, they've already had flowers. I've clipped all the flowers off of everyone that I could find so far. But all the potatoes are doing fine. They're looking really, really healthy. And over here, after I gave them some food a couple days ago, the peas have gone nuts with the flowers. So they're getting all kinds of flowers on them, and they look really, really good. Over here, the onions are doing great. Boy, I tell you, I am so glad I learned that I can grow onions here, because we've got some small ones, we've got some big ones. It's just great. I mean, if they do even half as well as they did last year, considering we're not getting any sun, I'll be happy. Over here, there's 3 or 4 bok choy left. These are seeding. I've had some problems. I forgot that last year when I did my cabbages, I used BT in the ground and I used BT on the stems. And I laid down the black stuff so that what the heck do you call it? Gosh, my brain is dead. Anyway, I put a covering down on the ground. But I didn't do it with my bok choy. And I remembered that not only did the bok choy get the flies that get to give you worms, but it also did it to my broccoli. So this year I've been fighting the worms in the bok choy. Now I've gotten a couple of heads that were fine, and I caught a couple of heads before they got too bad off, but they sure, when those flies plant their eggs in that stem, they will just eat away that stem. Those little maggots just are a pain in my tuchus. But that's it, folks. That's what's going on in the Alaska home garden here. I hope you'll enjoy this content. You know that I care about everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope your gardens are growing nice and green, or as green as possible depending on where you live. And I hope you'll give me a like, a check, a subscribe, and all that good stuff. Love you all now. Bye-bye.